Hello everyone, welcome back to another great episode of Raihanascuisines. I hope everyone's keeping safe, staying indoors, and today I'm bringing you a very simple recipe that goes a long way. It's called chicken satays. This is my way of doing chicken satays, and I'm also going to show you a peanut butter sauce that I make at home. Goes amazing with it. So if you want to learn how to do this, let's go ahead, review all the ingredients. But before we do that, please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the bell so that you get a notification every time I upload a new video. So let's get started. All right, so we're gonna start off with marinating our chicken with just ingredients that I usually marinate with, and I'll show you that. Here I have the sauce ingredients, and I'll show you the sauce ingredients as well. But let's go ahead and marinate our chicken so we can get that marinated just a little while we make our sauce, and then we'll come back and put all the other stuff in there. So here I have about 2 pounds of chicken tenders, and I have already cleaned it. I've taken the skin off and then the vein out of it as well. So this is ready to go, and then I'll show you how we're gonna cut this as well afterwards. So I'm gonna go ahead and add about a good 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger and garlic, and then in goes about a teaspoon of sambal, which is the chili garlic sauce that I use. Now, if you wanted to add more, because if you wanted to make it more spicy, you can go ahead and add more. I'm just gonna add a little bit for now, okay? I'm gonna add about half a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm gonna add my lemon pepper in here, all right? This is gonna be just our regular marination, because I want this marination to kind of seep in there really well. We're gonna flatten this chicken, then we're gonna add all the other ingredients in it. And all the other ingredients meaning that I have here some coconut cream. Now this is 6.5 ounces. I found this cream at one of my local Asian stores, and I love it. It's a very thick coconut cream in there. You see that? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take out about 3 tablespoons of that and add it to my sauce. The rest is gonna go into our chicken. I've got a tablespoon of cumin powder, a tablespoon of coriander powder, a teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of turmeric. So we're gonna add that in there later, okay? So now let's go ahead and concentrate here for our sauce. For our sauce, what we're gonna need is I've got 2 tablespoons of good quality peanut butter, and you wanna try and use the peanut butter that doesn't have like loads of sugar in it. So this is just a good peanut butter that I'm using, a good 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Into that, I'm gonna go ahead and add the 3 teaspoons of the coconut cream. All right, so that goes in there. All right, next I'm gonna go ahead and add a teaspoon of sambal. And again, if you wanna make it spicy, go ahead and add more. All right. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of ginger and garlic. Now, I think I'm gonna grab another spoon because I don't wanna. All right, so I'm gonna add about not even half a teaspoon, about 1/4 of a teaspoon of ginger and garlic goes in there. All right, next what we're going to do is I'm going to add some concentrated tamarind. This is completely optional. I totally understand that the time that we're in right now, you might not be able to find all the ingredients. Don't worry about it. If you don't find tamarind, add some lime juice in it. It's completely okay, or even just leave it out, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and add about a tablespoon of it in there. Now I usually don't go out in the winters because so I usually have ingredients sitting at home. I've got about a teaspoon of Cajun seasoning that goes in there, and I've got a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar that we're gonna add in there. All right, I think we've got everything in there. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna stir this sauce really well, make sure all our ingredients are incorporated really well. Now, very important step with this sauce is that you want to do a taste test and make sure that you like the taste of it. So if you need to add salt, or if you need to add some lime juice or more tamarind in there, or even sambal, then that's what you go ahead and adjust it. So this is a very, very, very simple recipe for my peanut butter sauce. And I made it a couple times here at home, and even my pickiest eaters loved this sauce. So I'm gonna mix this, and then I'm gonna give it a taste test and make sure that so see, now this is done. So our sauce is done. I'm gonna move that to the side. I'm gonna clear off all this. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna flatten this chicken, get them so that they're really nicely thin slices, and then we'll flatten it. So let me go ahead and get all this cleared up for you. That I am putting some saran wrap on my counter, because we're gonna be putting the chicken on top of it, and then we're gonna thin it out, and we'll cut it into strips. So then they're gonna be very, very easy to cook up. So basically, you see here, we're just gonna take these strips and we're gonna lay them right on top of the counter. Now I'm just covering the chicken up really well with another piece of saran wrap, like so. Okay. I think you've seen me do this in the past. I've got a couple recipes that I've done that I flatten the chicken this way, and the chicken just turns out amazing. Okay, we're gonna peel off the top saran wrap. Don't need that anymore. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna make some strips here. Now, if you wanna use a scissors, you can use scissors, whatever works. Okay, just wanna do this and cut it right in the middle like so, and you want to do that to all of them. All right, now the next thing you want to do is the same bowl. I'm just going to move these a little bit, and then I'll finish these. So the same bowl that we used the chicken in, what I am going to do is I'm going to empty the coconut cream in here. This is going to be our marinade now, and this is what's going to make our chicken sautés taste super, super delicious. Okay. Then in goes the cumin powder, turmeric powder, black pepper, coriander powder, and I forgot the salt. I'm gonna add about half a teaspoon of salt in here. Now that's completely optional. If you wanted to, you could also add some soy sauce in here. It's perfectly fine. This mixture, you wanna do a taste test and make sure that you can taste that cumin and the coriander and the coconut. All right, I'm gonna give this a good mix. Now, the chicken that I started cutting, like the strips, now will go in here. See that? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna empty put all the strips in here. When we come back, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna skewer this. So I let this all mix together really well. I let this sit for about half an hour. Now we're gonna start skewing them into the skewers. I just have regular bamboo skewers here. I'm just gonna take one of the strips, I'm gonna start threading it in. So I'm not going in and out. I'm just gonna try and thread it all the way through, just like that, see? All right, and then we're just gonna flatten it out. All right, so that's what I've been doing, and I think I'm almost done here. Now, I just wanted to talk about what I am going to use is my Cuisinart panini grill. I love using that. I will put a link on the bottom if you want to get something like that. It's available on Amazon. But really, you can do it on the stove. If you have like a grill that you can put on the stove, you could do it outside on the barbecue grill. Now that the weather is getting really good, you could also bake it in the oven at 400 degrees. So it's really up to you how you want to do this. If you're going to be grilling this outside, just make sure that you soak the bamboo skewers in water so they don't burn. So I'm going to let this sit for just a little while, and then when we come back, I'm going to show you how I'm going to get this cooking in the grill of mine. It's nice and hot. I'm just going to add a little bit of the avocado oil here that I have. And then what we'll do is I'm going to lay it this way because I want my grill marks to be like crisscross. So I'm just going to add like maybe 4, and then I'll do 4 on this side so I can get as many in there as possible. So I don't have to turn these around because we're going to close the grill. So now I'm just going to close it. I'm just going to give it about 2 minutes and then I'll check. Now the chicken, because we flattened them out so much, they should be okay. They should cook pretty quick. So this has been going for about 1.5 minutes. I have it covered. I still want to cook it just a little bit more. So I'm going to cover it and let it cook for just a little bit more. The chicken should look like this, and when you do cut into it, it should be all white inside. It should not be rubbery. It should not be pink. It should be all white inside. So these are our last ones, and I love the grill marks on them. Just in between, clean off the grill, so you're gonna get those really nice grill marks on them. And we are all done. This is how easy this is. This goes really well even after at night when kids are super hungry and you want to give them something healthy. Then do something like this. These are delicious. We're all done. The house smells amazing. My kids just came from a walk and said, "Mom, dinner sounds like it's gonna be really good." And I said, "Yep." And I've done these in the past. So I've got all these done. They've got beautiful grill marks on them. I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. I'm seriously telling you that chicken is melt in your mouth soft. You just want to make sure that you don't overcook the chicken. The sauce is amazing. Although I think a kick of some lime juice in there will give it that freshness. So I might add I'll just throw some lime juice on there. So this is a very, very simple recipe. A lot more Ramadan recipes coming. So be safe, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great video. See you then, friends.